So a quick way to ripen your bananas is to put them in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes on 350, and that'll help to ripen them.
Hello, it's your girl Nia at Leveled Up Stressed Down. And today, this Sunday afternoon, I am making what I call vegan bites. So what are vegan bites? They're actually, they're like oatmeal cookies. Well, at least I make them with oatmeal cookies, but I make them with rolled oats, almond butter. I like raisins, so I put raisins in there, but you can substitute for cranberries or whatever the case may be, dried cranberries with that. And also, what's the other thing? Oh, the ripe bananas. Yeah. So the ripe bananas, and that kind of gives them the flavor and the sweetness to them. And so they're good because they're, I do add, from time to time, I do add whey powder. Usually I add protein powder, but since we have whey, that's what I'm going to use a little bit of to give extra protein. And I usually use flax seeds. However, I'm out of flax seeds, so I'm going to use a little bit of chia seeds for a little more fiber in there. And I like them because they're quick, they're easy. It's the main 4 ingredients, whether I add stuff to them, and they're tasty. They're little yummy little cookies. How I learned about vegan bites was I started making them probably about 6 years ago, and I was in Publix, and Publix does sell a brand of vegan bites. And so I got them, and I think it was like only about 5 or 6 in the container, and at that time they were like $4.99. I think they might be $7.99 or something. I'm not sure what they are now, but I realized at that moment, okay, I do like these, but I'm going to start making them at home because that's pricey just for 5 or 6, whereas I can spend $10 to $20 on the ingredients, and I can have some for, I can make a couple dozen and have them for a few weeks. So let's get started. So I did show earlier that if you do have bananas and they're not ripe, sometimes if I have bananas and I don't eat them all in a week, I'll just let them ripen and I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and just let them ripen up. But if I buy them and I want to make the vegan bites, then I suggest you put your bananas in the oven on 350 for about 5 to 8 minutes, and that should ripen them up. So let's get started. So my bananas are pre-ripened. I ripened those earlier today. So here's one of the bananas here. And just so you know, I did wash my hands right before I started that camera. So I'm just going to pretty much put this ripe banana in a bowl. I do have about 5 bananas or so, but for right now I'm just going to use 2 of them. I probably should have got a larger bowl. So I do like, because this recipe is really quick and doesn't take, I like quick things, so I don't want to stand all day making things if I don't have to. So, here is, I've used Quaker in the past, the Quaker oats, but for me, I think like this Simply True, these work better. I don't know, they seem to taste better, so I just use what I like. You can definitely use variations of these and find out what you like and what you don't like. So now I will say it's about 1 cup of rolled oats per banana. So in this case, since I put 2, then I'm going to go ahead and put 2 cups of rolled oats. Next is the creamy almond butter. This is a Simply Truth brand. There's multiple brands that I've tried. I seem to like this one a little bit better. Again, when you make it for yourself, try different things till you find out what you actually like and what you don't like. As with everything, it's a process. It's a journey for sure. But I enjoy it. It makes it fun. So, learning new things, trying new things out, figuring out what works and what does not work. So it's all a process here. So you do have to stir up your almond butter. So I'm going to grab another spoon real quick so I can stir the almond butter up. There are some different almond butters that you can use where it's no stir or stir. And you can probably see this looks a little, I don't know if you can, but a little, this is not the no stir. They were out of the no stir, so, which is what I usually get, but you still stir it. The no stir is kind of more thicker, whereas the one that you have to stir is going to have like a little water type deal. And you just have to stir it. A little more work, but it all still tastes the same. So again, I'm always trying to do stuff with less work. Work smarter, not harder. So I always opt for the no stir, but figure out what works best for you and which one you like. So. The almond butter also helps it to mash together along with the ripe banana. The ripe banana gives it the sweetness, but the almond butter kind of mashes it together, like in lieu of like flour or baking paste or something, baking powder or something like that. I don't really know how much I necessarily put in here. I probably should have measured that for you all, but I'm not really sure. Probably do about 3 to 4 of these. Maybe tablespoons here. You'll know once you start stirring if you need more as you start making these. I'm going to put that off to the side just in case I need more of that. So this is about what it's going to look like. It has the almond butter, the oats, and the ripe bananas in here. So I'm going to start stirring it up. So as you are stirring it, it's going to start kind of clumping together. If your oats or the mixture seems too runny, then I suggest you add more oats. You want it dry, but you don't want it too dry, but you don't want it runny either. So I don't know if y'all can hear the Cowboys game on, or Tennessee. I'm not sure which game they have on right now, but if you can, hey, I'm sorry, but it is Sunday afternoon, so it's all about football. So this is my self-care Sunday for today, because when the Titans are here at home in Nashville, I definitely am nowhere downtown. So I wasn't able to go get my B12 injection. I wasn't doing the IV drip. I usually, when I've been feeling like I feel, I usually try to do the IV drip bi-weekly, and then once I'm starting to feel better, then I usually do the IV drip once a month. But for right now, I'm doing it every other week. So realistically, I'll be going next week to get the IV drip and my B12 injection. So you want to make sure that you're stirring this down and stirring those little pockets, little mash of bananas. I'm getting it stirred pretty good. I think that I probably should have did a little less almond butter, so I'll show you in just a second. This is about what your mixture is going to look like. So I'm definitely going to add a little more oats to it, just because it's not. It needs to be a little more stiff. I'm doing about 1/4 cup of oats in here to add. That's looking a bit better. Still stirring some. So to add a little bit of fiber, I'm going to add my chia seeds. Like I said, I usually do add flax seeds, but since I didn't have any flax seeds, one alternative, and the alternative that I have is chia seeds. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit in here. Not too much. Also, I'm going to add, I usually do vanilla protein powder. I don't usually do the whey as much, but this is whey and creatine. So protein and creatine is in this whey. You have to figure out what works best for you, but if my son does the creatine and protein and stuff for football, that's what we pretty much had in the house right now. So that's what I'm going to use. I am not going to do a full scoop of this. I'm going to do half, just to make some extra protein and creatine in Preheat. And I think I probably did about 1/4. I didn't even half there. Give that a good stir. Like I said, I normally do make sure it's vanilla. I mean, you can do other kinds if you want. You can do whatever kind you want, but I like the vanilla. I have tried the chocolate because I have done these cookies in chocolate before. Instead of adding like raisins, I've done the little chocolate morsels. I didn't really care for it. So I've done it a few times just to do something different, but typically I just go between raisins and the dried cranberries. So that's what I like, so I switch out. Now, my family, they don't really eat these as much. A lot of the things that I make that's healthier, they don't really food with it because they don't really like it. But sometimes I do have to put my foot down and force them to eat some of them, But they're so used to it. So when I'm cooking different things, I do have to make their food more seasoning and doing different stuff. Because they just won't eat a lot of the healthy things that I eat. And I don't expect them to. Well, sometimes I do expect them to. Yes, I do. Let me take that back. I do. But they don't. But I think I'm getting used to them not eating it as much. Alright, let's show what this mixture looks like. Looks pretty good. So I have these raisins open. I'm going to add the raisins in here. Again, I'm not even sure how much I'm adding. I would imagine, I guess I do have to measure it right there. Kind of touch the other way. Realistically, it's probably about a half a cup. I'm going to get that stirred in there as well. I do have my oven on 350. And I feel like probably should have looked that up to make sure that it's normally what I have them on. I know that's what I have them on for the bananas, but I feel like I normally turn them up a little bit for the cookies. But I'm going to leave them on 350. If I have to cook them a little bit longer, then I will. I'm going to take these bananas because I do have 3 other ripe bananas on here. So normally when I make these, I use parchment paper to put those on. I keep feeling like I keep saying, but I don't have it. Well, I don't. I don't have parchment paper like I thought I did, but that's what I normally do. So I do have oil on the baker sheet, but I am going to spray a little bit of avocado oil with the Pam on here real quick as well. So I do have my Pam. I'm going to spray on that tin foil a little bit. Helps them prevent them not to stick. So now, one thing you can do if you like walnuts or pecans, you can also use a little bit of chopped nuts in here as well. Of course, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I typically, for the most part, because I eat yogurt parfaits every day and I love pecans, so I've been having pecans with the walnuts in there. So I'm not going to add them to my vegan diet. Let me set my timer. I'm going to set my timer for 15. Actually, let me put it up a little higher so then it's slowly falling. It'll be about 15 minutes that I'm going to bake those for, but wash my hands. So next what you're going to do is roll them up into like little inches, or you can get a spoon and just spoon them out. I usually get about a dozen or more on these. This is such a big spoon. From the almond butter and use that. To roll them up real quick. So I hope that you try these. They are yummy. Sometimes I roll them into a ball, sometimes I just spoon them. I think I will just spoon these this time. So you can see about how much I have on the spoon here. They're not going to look perfect like normal shaped, round, beautiful little cookies. They're just gonna look probably like little pushed out ones, but they're cute, but they're good. But unless you take the time, I guess you could take the time to make them all pretty. 1, 2. So comment down below if you guys are planning on trying these or making them yourself or using a variation, or have you even tried them? Have you gotten the ones that from Publix? Do you like them? I'm curious to know. Okay, I'll put this first batch. Also, one thing you can do is add sprinkled cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon on there if you like. Again, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on whatever my taste buds is when I'm making them. I do have the cinnamon out here, but I kind of feel like I don't. I'll sprinkle a little. I should have put it in the mixture. I'll put them in the next batch though. But that's what this is, a little cinnamon to put on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven. Let them go for about 15 minutes or so. And as soon as they're done, I will take them out and show you guys and see where we're at. So stay tuned, more to come. So the vegan bites are done. So after the video, I did make a couple more batches of those. So I have in total about 2 dozen cookies. Well, a little less because we've eaten a few of them. But so I four ripe mashed potatoes. Trying to think of what else. But that's what creates the 2 dozen vegan bites. Well, let me show you. Here is the one that I was already kind of eating on. And there's the plate up there. So they're still very, very warm. But as they cool down, then I typically put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the refrigerator, and then I snack on them throughout the week or so. So it'll take me about a week or 2 to eat them if my family don't eat them as well. But they are great pre-workout, post-workout. So let me explain why I like these, because like with the oats, it's rich in fiber. It supports basically heart health and lowers cholesterol. It provides like slow digesting carbs, which gives you energy, and also balances your blood sugar. Also, it supports the gut health by feeding beneficial bacteria, which is good for your gut health. Keep that digestive rolling. I like the almond butter because it's a good source of healthy fat that our body needs that supports heart health. It's packed with vitamin E, which is an antioxidant for the skin. Keep that skin looking good and your immune system functioning. It provides magnesium, which is good for muscle recovery and energy for your metabolism. So that's why I say magnesium is good. That's why I said it's a good pre or post workout. It also contains, of course, the almond butter also contains protein. It helps you feel full a little bit longer. The ripe bananas is a good natural source of like quick release carbs for energy, helps give you energy. It's rich in potassium, which supports muscle function and reduces cramping. It also contains vitamin B6, which is for brain health and mood regulation. And also it's a natural sweetener while reducing the need for like any added sugars. So it's a better type of sugar sweetener, I'll say. And let me say this, I'm not a doctor I am in the medical field, but not not as a licensed practitioner or medical to be giving advice. This is just my opinion. So for raisins, it's the concentrated source of antioxidants again that helps to fight inflammation. It's higher in iron for red blood cells and provides natural quick energy from fruit. So, and it also supports your digestive health due to the fiber that's in raisins. So that's the reason that I like to add the raisins. For this one, I had the whey protein powder. So it's a complete protein with all the essential amino acids for muscle repair, muscle growth, and recovery. And often this one does have creatine in it, which enhances your muscle strength, endurance, and energy during your workouts. It also helps to keep you fuller longer. So it's aiding in keeping as we're working on our weight loss and maintaining or trying to lose or where we're at, it's helping to help us with that as well for the weight. It also the whey powder does help to boost the immune system function. So it's good for your immune system. The chia seeds, like I mentioned, is an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids, which is good for your brain and heart health. It's rich in fiber, which is good for the digestive and helps you stay full a little bit longer. It does provide calcium and magnesium for your bone health, and overall it helps to stabilize your blood sugar when paired with good carbs. So overall, the benefit of this snack is just a combo that provides balanced energy. It has the complex carbs, which is the good carbs, the protein, healthy fats with fiber. It supports the muscle recovery and strength thanks to that protein and that creatine in there. It helps with your heart, gut, bone health, and provides you to help you feeling full longer. So that's why I said it makes it a great post-workout recovery. And you can also eat this for like a snack or breakfast or just kind of like midday fuel. I would not suggest eating it in the evening time if you're trying to do some type of evening snack, because all of the ingredients that I just listed, the benefits, and it's more of a midday snack or breakfast because you're going to have energy and you want to be able to go to sleep. So I personally do not eat this past usually 2 p.m. for me, and I do eat between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day. And so I would not eat these vegan bites past 2 p.m. So, but I hope that you enjoyed this. Please list down in the comments if you're going to try them or if you're going to make your own variation. But I am really interested to see how you like the vegan bites. So thank you. Stay tuned. This is Nia with Level Up Stress Down, and I hope you click like, subscribe, and even the bell for notifications when I drop in new videos. So, but I hope you go ahead and click to that next video, because in the next video I will be making shredded chicken lettuce wraps. So, all right, see you next time. Bye bye.